Awesome. Thanks, guys, for coming out to the Comedy Cabana. I really appreciate the locals coming out, giving us the support. The one tourist, really appreciate your dollar. To get it started, I just want to also say to please remember your waiters and waitresses. They're trying to make sure you're drunk enough so you'll think this shit's funny. Okay? So to get things started, my name is Gregory Blythe. I've lived in Myrtle Beach for 32 years. I'm a hairdresser. I've been doing that for about 19 years. And I've got a lot of clients here tonight, and I'm sorry to say they're going to hear an announcement. It's a bit of a shock to them. Thought about it, long and hard, with a heavy heart, and I'm going to kind of announce tonight I'm thinking about retiring from hair. Now, I know some of them are probably freaking out about it for a second, but really I started to ponder, what does anybody really do? What do I really do? And what it really comes down to is my job's very immoral. Not only immoral, but I think it's even illegal. And when you think about it, I ask people to come in, take off all their clothes and put on a robe. Then I lay them back, I get them wet, and I rub on them for about 5 minutes. A couple of strokes later, I'm blowing them, then I'm asking them for $50. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not really sure that's legal. What's really funny is now we're so busy, I get my assistant to blow them and I keep the money. I think that makes me like a PIMP, But now the other thing is about being a hairdresser, when you have a lot of clients, most of them are women, and it's amazing the powers that I have as a hairdresser in the salon that as a man, when I leave the salon, I can't take with me. And a lot of guys should be really interested in hearing about this, because in the salon, guys, it's amazing. In the salon, I can ask a woman to trust me, it's not a problem. Tell her to uncross her legs, it's like open sesame. I can put her head in any position, it's guaranteed to stay there. But for some reason when I leave, they're just gone. I'm not trying to work it out, and if I do, I'll let you know. But anyway, having a lot of clients, they have kids, I have children, kids play sports. And I don't know if you've seen kids today in sports, but they have this new rule now. All the kids, they get a trophy just for participating. That's right, there's no such thing as a loser. Everyone's a winner. And I don't really get this, because when I was a kid, you either won or you lost. The thrill of victory or the agony of defeat. That's what made a man out of you, what the hell's going on with these children today? This feminizing, desensitizing, demasculizing stuff. It was the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat that has made me the hairdresser that I am today. No, but seriously, I don't know if you guys have been checking out the news lately. It's kind of crazy. Out in the Midwest, there's a big sect of people that have all been marrying and having kids, and the kids have been taken from their moms and separated, and it's kind of sad. But when I started thinking about it, a lot of this isn't really new. If you come out to the Deep South, look at the terminology. In the Deep South, say in Morris, they all use the terminology sister wife. The only difference is they're not polygamous. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make any of them mad. I know they're here tonight, and what happens if you get them mad? They'll kill you. And the reason they'll get away with it is, let me tell you, they'll get away with it because they don't have any dental records and they all got the same DNA. So I really don't want to make them too mad. So anyway, speaking of gay, I'm not. A lot of people think that you're a hairdresser and that you're doing your thing. I don't really get that, but I'm in with beautiful women telling them that they're more beautiful than a man. That's cool. I'm hanging out in the AC. And, I'm not out there hammering away with other guys, patting each other on the ass, telling what a great job they've done, chilling, offering beer, telling you how beautiful you are. The only problem is I got to send them off to other men, so still got to work on that too. But being in the salon, a lot of times people think that you're gay. And I had to start considering, why were people always thinking that? And, first of all, how did the first guy ever become gay? That was the conversation I was trying to figure out. I figured you have to be able to blame it on a woman, right? Because if you go all the way back to the dawn of time, you ask for something to eat, she gets you a damn apple, pay for it for eternity. And then, sorry about that. I am married, I'm gonna hear about that later. So, but yeah, can't you see the conversation between two guys? One guy's sitting there and he's griping about his girl, and he's like, look, dude, everything I do for her. For what? A little quality time, a little attention, a little affection? I just don't get it. Tell you what, let's check this out. Why don't you do me, I'll do you. We each keep our own money, we'll take turns washing dishes. You know what I'm saying? That's a really good idea. If you get the right guy, you can double your wardrobe. Just so 44 regular guys here, buddy. No, but another thing that's really funny is, a lot of my gay friends, and you do have them in my job, so you're gonna have them. So a lot of my gay friends will tell me that when they go out at night, they're feeling a little desperate. They'll kind of hang around the clubs and they'll wait for some straight guy to get a little too drunk, get a swerve on, get his beer goggles on, and the next thing you know, he takes them home, right? And this is kind of crazy, but what was funny is he tells me that the way that they rationalize it is that the next thing they do, they tell themselves, they're like, I wasn't on bottom, so it doesn't count. I'm like, dude, whatever you got to tell yourself, brother. You know what I mean? That's not going to be me, but yeah. So anyway, another one of my buddies was telling me that what he likes to do is he actually, he likes to broaden his horizons. So that's right, what I'm talking about is he likes a big girl. Now, I ain't talking big girl like 180, 200. I'm talking about 240, 250. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about red beans and rice. I'm talking about red beans, rice, gravy, biscuits. I don't know, some cornbread, you know what I'm saying? And I told big girls need love too, right? So it'd be a long time ago before I was married, I heard this story and I was a little desperate. I wanted to go out, and get some loving. So I did what my man asked, I got dressed, I baked some cookies so I get that nice fresh chocolate chip cookie smell, And I went up to the club and I was chatting them up, and then I got one home. And then, it was on. We got home and this girl was big. Over 300. You know what I'm saying? And this is the type of girl that you're afraid if her leg broke, gravy would spill out. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, when we got home, we was underneath the covers. We was wrestling around. We was crazy, smacking it up, flipping it. It was like wrestling rerun for a funnel cake. It was ridiculous. And after that, I was worn out, right? So I get up the next morning, I look over and I see Big Lovin' sitting next to me. I'm like, so I decide I'm gonna give me a little more love. And the next thing you know, I reach over, try to get a little more love, and I find out that she is a he. Now I know I'm the same way, boy. I was freaking out, and I laid back and I thought to myself, and I freaked out for a second, and I sighed a sigh of relief, and I was like, shh, wasn't on bottom. Don't count. Like I said, whatever you got to tell yourself. You know what I mean? But listen, I got one more before I go. Story about a friend. I was out at a club recently. I'm glad you like that one. I was out at a club recently, ran into a buddy, high school, I hadn't seen him forever, and he was looking miserable. And we were talking about this girl from high school. She was slamming, and so he was telling me he couldn't ask her out. And I was like, why? It was 2008. And he said that he was too embarrassed, that every time he got around her, he had a rage in heart. He's pitching a tent every time we walked in the room, and I'm like, dude, there's no way you can do it, right? Because if she sees you coming, pardon the pun. So I told him, I was like, dude, I got an idea. I definitely got an idea. What you need to do is you need to tape it to the inside of your leg. Take some duct tape, just duct tape it to the inside of your leg. And that'll get you in the door, you know what I'm saying? So you never know if someone's going to take your advice. So he said he would, and we'll see what happens. So it's been 2 weeks, right? I'm in the same bar. The guy's looking just as miserable. And I come up to him, and I'm like, you didn't ask her. He goes, no, I asked her. I'm like, she said no. So no, she didn't say no, she said yeah. I'm like, really? Well, I don't know how this is going bad. Tell me what happened. So he lets me know that he asked her out. He did exactly what I said. He asked her out, and he got an invite. He was waiting. It was this past Friday night they were going to go out. So he shows up a little bit early. He's dressed nice, rings the doorbell. She comes out with hair all wavy and sexy and everything flowing. She had cleavage just busting out, just looking patent. And everything. She had like a little floral print and everything, better cover the back of her ass. And I was like, dude, this is awesome. What the hell could have probably happened? He goes, kicked her in the face. Listen, guys, thank you so much for coming.